UnDivorceable. We're here this week in the boardroom. Yay. So the boardroom of UnDivorceable is when we come together with a group of our closest friends and we discuss the topics that PJ and I have been going over these past weeks. So today we have
Tay, Mario, and Amber.
Yes, we're super excited to have them with us today. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to deep dive, and we're going to get going with the topics that PJ and I have been discussing in UnDivorceable in our previous segments. So first, the big topic that has been all over the world and has even given us a new definition of an already established word, entanglement.
So we want to see what y'all thoughts are and what my thoughts are. All the same, because we've been going back and forth.
Absolutely, you saw the show.
So who we gonna talk? Who gonna start this thing up?
Okay, so everybody's been throwing out there about Jada. Of course, we know that they were saying that they were separated at the time. So we're going to set the stage. So they're separated at the time, and then she became entangled. Of course, Will made her say it was a relationship.
Right.
Okay, so looking at the bigger picture of the situation, where do we go with this from a Jada perspective?
Jada the mother or Jada the woman? Or the wife? Or the wife? Well, I'm going to give her a pass on the wife because she left her husband. But let's be real, as a mother or as a woman? Which Jada are we looking at? Because Jada as a mother, there's a problem with what she did.
I have a problem. I'm with you on that. As a mother, I absolutely disagree with that decision.
Yes, because she brought this young man in, because her son is a man. She brought a young man in and treated him the way she treated her son.
Her son.
So, is it okay to sleep with your son?
It's friend.
No, because you treat him like your son.
Oh, your son. I didn't even think about that.
If you're going to financially give him the benefits that you're giving your children, you're treating him as your child. So is it okay to sleep with your children?
It ain't never okay to sleep with your children.
So it shouldn't have been okay with her to sleep with him.
Well, what about the person or the women that say, oh, she grown and he was grown? Because that's all I've been hearing.
He was grown, but to a certain extent, because he had a loss, so he was going through. Okay, he was already physically, medically sick.
Well, some still was working.
Yeah, there was still working.
Some still was working now. He wasn't sick there.
No, he wasn't dead. He's human.
Okay.
Because you can take a sick man and it'll still work. But don't mean he right.
Exactly.
Mama always said everything that feels good to you ain't good for you.
Now, Amber, you was going on the wife aspect.
Oh yeah, because she was saying as a wife she gets a pass because they were separated. But for me, separation and divorce are two separate things.
So
if you feel like you are ready to enter into something new, you got to close out what you already have. It's not a lingering situation. Like, it's no coming back once we have separated and you doing your thing and I'm doing my thing. Like, no, like, let's end this so that you can cleanly start something new. That's just my opinion.
But did they had an arrangement, right? That they both could do.
Because to them they wasn't getting back together.
But I guess
what they quoted.
So what are the rules when you separate? Everything.
There are no
all the hidden rules.
There are no rules when you separate.
Well, that's why she felt like she could smash.
Well, he was okay.
She could smash her son's friend.
Now, see, she could smash a random guy. But
That's
she violated because it's her son's friend. Had this just been a random dude she got into a relationship with, people would have looked at it totally different. But basically, she got into a relationship with a kid.
With a kid?
He was legally, yes, he was over 18. But so was her son.
Okay, let me jump in.
Go ahead, Mario. Jump in there. Come on, bro.
The thing about the son that really wants to be a daughter is one thing. He was friends with August. You guys do know that, right?
Yeah.
The son be pitching and catching, if you catch my drift. So if him and August was friends, and like P just said, is it okay to smash your son? You technically did smash your son because they were friends. Because you know he's part of the Rainbow Coalition. And I love the Rainbow Coalition, you know. But it was wrong. Jada was
That's new to me.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
If you follow social media, you'll see where Jada and Will's son was caught somewhere, living his lifestyle or whatever.
But with this guy,
That's how August got in the picture. He was friends with the son, and
Right.
he brought him home, and that's how it started. So for
Which make it even worse.
makes it even worse. So, I'm not gonna hang with someone that lives a lifestyle that I don't choose, unless. But then you come home and then you're mentally
Unstable.
exactly. So then I feel Jada took advantage of that.
Okay.
Right.
Because I heard her talk about what the women say about August, you know what I'm saying? And so she probably wanted to figure out and try and change him during their entanglement,
Okay.
you know? So I feel she's wrong as a wife, as
Okay.
a woman, as a human being.
Okay.
Entanglement gets you in jail, in prison, in jail.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Was it right? No.
No. And
Because-
from you know how we was raised. My homeboy couldn't smash my mama. He couldn't even make a
At
comment
all.
Yeah.
about my mama.
'Cause I-
Mama was off limits. Now it wasn't no ruler, but it was a ruler.
Yeah.
it
Right.
was an unspoken.
Unspoken ruler. You don't hit my mama. You don't make a comment about how fine my mama is. You know how pretty she is.
What
you don't
you
say
just
nothing.
said,
It's gonna
King.
be a fight.
Why hasn't anybody asked Jaden, the son,
Right.
how he feels about the entanglement? Because he and August was friends.
Absolutely.
Nobody
Absolutely.
ever addressed that.
Yes. I mean, my
We
kid.
not friends no more. My mama smashed you.
Yeah. My son has stopped being friends with some people because they made some comments when I went in the locker room.
No doubt.
So
Well, you have
so
to.
going beyond that, I can't imagine them
Yeah.
still being friends.
No, I can't either. It's over. It's tainted. That relationship is.
So
is over.
who betrayed who? Did the mom betray the son, or did the friend betray the
Betray.
friend?
Well, both. But there's levels to betrayal, right? Right? There's levels to betrayal. Amber, wouldn't you agree? There's levels
I
to
think
betrayal.
ultimately Jada, because she is the
'Cause she's
mother and
old.
she's older.
Right.
It's like she was grooming August to,
Ooh,
and setting him
that's
up
good.
to be.
That's good.
And I saw pictures with them out. Them was out in public, dressed
Without
up,
the kids.
without the kid, like
yeah,
a couple.
No friends.
So this went beyond smash.
This was a relationship.
This was a
relationship.
relationship. So I've seen pictures.
He stopped the relationship when he realized that she wasn't leaving her husband.
Yeah.
Let's just
Wow.
be real.
Would you?
Oh, yeah,
And
she
it goes
said
back
that.
to the whole wife situation of if we're not divorced, it's not a clear line. So it's no such thing as separation. Because like you said, in her mind, they are never going to divorce.
Yeah,
They
she-
said that.
yeah.
So you're never going to close out that chapter. You can't rightfully start another one. And you are still in a marriage.
Right on.
So
Wasn't discreet at all. Wasn't no discretion.
No discretion.
no discretion.
None. It's just like
If it was discretion, we wouldn't even be talking about it.
exactly. What do they say? Everything's out in the open. I mean,
Because nobody would have known.
exactly.
Well,
You know,
the only
he-
reason people know man is because
Because he got hurt, but he got hurt. Because in that situation, somebody
he
always
got
wants to get
hurt because he
got
was
hurt.
Like P said, it should have been rules.
He didn't know
When you
rules.
don't, man.
You don't separate.
But
You can't hit the cousin. You
No,
can't hit
no.
my brother.
What I'm saying
You can't
is,
hit my homeboy.
that's the rule I'm talking
can't
about
hit-
right there. It should not.
But that,
Okay,
that's
good.
common sense. You'd be like, you know what? You don't do my partner.
But everybody don't have those rules.
So you
Everybody
have no
don't have
morals.
that
So she don't have
morality.
any morals then.
Well, I wouldn't say she doesn't have any. That's
I won't
kind of
say
far.
that.
Oh, we
That's
can't
kinda
go that far?
We can't go that far. She doesn't have any.
The foundation
Come on
is
now.
different.
The thing about it is in that particular situation, she lacks some judgment. She lacks some
You
judgment.
say
That
the
doesn't,
picky. You
but that
can't
doesn't say
get-
she
you
doesn't have
can't
any
get-
morality.
All these men, they'll line up to smash you. You can't get nothing. Tom, Dick, and Harry outside.
But they're not gonna follow the rules. He was
He didn't follow-
He didn't follow the rules.
He did.
He wrote
He got hurt.
He wrote a song. He ain't followed no rules.
But did he come out because he was feeling a certain kind of way? Because it's been 4 years since they've been together. Or did he come out because now he got a record coming?
No.
And he needs some publicity.
He was
Because he just dropped the
hurt.
record.
But he was hurt.
He was hurt 4 years
You have
ago.
to- No, he been hurt for a minute.
Who
Because
was
he's
his
going
for
through.
you?
Because watch this. Who was his next woman? Who is his woman?
The son.
I knew he was gonna say that.
My Lord, my Lord.
Well,
Well, we definitely could go on and on
Okay.
about this. We could go on and on about this topic, but we're gonna go ahead and take this time to switch gears to
Alright.
our second show that PJ and I talked about, which is a huge
A second shot.
shit starter between him and I, which is physical intimacy and sex the same thing?
No. And And I took the delay because I want you to think about it. I want everybody to think about it.
I'm with you though.
To be intimate means to come together.
Say, hey.
It doesn't mean that you love a person, that you want them, or none of that. That you gonna fall for them. You cannot come together unless you have connection. That's what intimate means, connection.
Yes.
So you cannot deny the fact that if you have sex with somebody, whether you love them or not, or in love with them, that is not intimate.
I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly because intimacy has everything to do with some type of emotion that is involved in it. And I can have sex. Oh, my mama watching this. You can have sex.
That's right.
You can have sex. And have no emotion in it whatsoever. It is just simply a physical act. So a physical act does not equate to physical intimacy. A physical act, I can touch my friends.
That's intimate.
That is not intimate.
That's connection.
That is a physical act.
That's connection though.
That is an act of being physical.
Can you have sex without coming together?
No, but you can have sex without being intimate.
I'm not, that's not my argument.
Yeah.
Sister, help me out, Amber.
No, I definitely agree. The intimacy involves more the feeling, the emotions behind it. You can definitely have sex just to have sex.
But does that make it intimate?
No.
No. Why?
No.
Because you take the feelings out of it?
Right, that's what intimacy is.
But how can y'all deny coming together and connecting?
That's
It's not
That's
intimate.
a physical act.
But that's intimate.
That's a physical act.
Yeah.
Of course it's a physical act.
Physical act does not make it
But-
intimate.
I didn't say make it intimate, but it's intimate. You
That's the same word.
No, I'm talking about intimacy.
I know what he's trying to say.
Okay, Mario, help your brother out because right now
I'm not talking about intimacy. I'm not talking about intimacy.
From a male's point of view, how
Okay.
we males think,
Okay.
what P is trying to say is, and there's plenty of times that my wife tells me, you don't touch me, she wants me to be intimate. She wants those
Intimacy.
She wants the emotional connection.
She wants that intimacy. You know what I'm saying? Touch me, rub me, yada. You don't even do that, yada, 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 yada. All we do is pretty much have sex.
So what is that intimate?
No, she wants.
That's a physical act of having sex.
She wants the foot rub. There's a difference in the foot
She wants the
rub,
romance
massage.
of it. She wants the physical.
But that's what he said. There's a difference.
That is not what she said.
That is what he said.
That's what he said.
Oh my
I said from a male's point, y'all thinking like
He's
women.
saying it's the same thing.
And we thinking like men because we're men.
Yeah,
You
but what y'all don't
you
get.
said
He's
physical
like,
intimacy
he's
and
saying
sex
it's the
are the
same
same
thing, and that's
thing.
where the problems
And
come
that's
in
not.
marriages because men think that intimacy is just having sex.
No.
And women, when we think of sex and intimacy, it's more of let's connect physically. Like
If I sleep with 20
have some
women,
emotions.
if I'm involved with 20 women, the shit is gonna say he has been intimate with 20 women.
No.
Did he say I love him?
No, he had sex with
With
20
women. He's not gonna
No,
say
Not
he's
intimate.
intimate.
No.
Intimate. Y'all would deny that word. Have y'all even looked up intimate?
Yes, everything about the word intimate, because we talked about it on the show.
It's 3-on-2, man. We can't win.
Hang in there.
Because I understand what he's saying as from a male's
I can
point of
be
view.
intimate with all the women I want to be, but that don't mean I love none of them.
But
That's
intimacy is
intimacy.
not love.
Okay.
Intimate is connection.
Can I ask a
I'm
question?
gonna connect.
From the previous show,
Yes.
even though we were talking about entanglements, whatever,
Right.
was it sex or was it intimacy?
We don't know because we wasn't in a relationship or entanglement.
Well, according to Jada, when she was in the round table with Will, she said that she felt
That's true.
an intimate connection with August.
Okay.
She admitted that. And she said she was hurt when August broke it off with her. So for Jada, she had an intimate relationship.
And what did August
with him.
have then? Was it sexual?
August had some type of intimate relationship with her because in his interview, he admitted that he was in love and that he was hurt.
He must have lied because he broke it off.
But again, come on now, just like you know, feelings can change, reality sets in, and decisions have to be made.
They
That's
had
all of
sex.
it. That's all of it.
They had intimate moments.
They had
in their
because they had a relationship that connected them.
You don't have to have a relationship to have intimate moments.
No, yes you do.
Yeah,
you don't.
You don't
You
have to
don't
have
some type of connection
a
there.
relationship to have sex.
Yeah, you don't have to be in love with that person, but you can have
It's
some kind of
impossible.
friendly connection.
How you gonna connect with somebody if you have sex?
People do it.
Just
Okay,
have
people
sex.
do it all the time.
That's intimate. That is being
But don't
intimate.
every word has a definition, correct?
Absolutely.
What's the definition of intimate?
Okay, so
And what's
the definition of
sex?
the definition of intimacy from the previous show, we discussed it.
Intimate is closeness.
Intimate is closeness, it's
What else?
familiarity, it is emotional,
How you get close to
and
somebody?
those connections.
Okay, so how do you have a one night stand?
That's what
If you meet somebody and have sex with them that night, where was the
That still is intimate.
how? You
We can't
there's
be
no
connected.
familiarity, there's
We
no
connected.
commitment.
You cannot deny the
That's the
connection
definition.
part. You have to connect with anybody to have sex with them.
I
you
disagree.
don't.
Okay, think about all the
doesn't
prostitutes and call girls that are
They
out
still
there.
they had to connect with somebody.
No, but there's no intimacy. They connected with
I'm not
$40.
saying my argument is not that they in love or that they gonna fall. I'm not even arguing that point.
There's no intimacy. There is
Because a lot
a
of
physical
stuff
contact.
whether it's in love or in love or feelings.
If you hold his
something.
hand,
No.
that's intimate.
But okay, so at the risk of like taking it really down, what you're saying is a connection. If someone is
She
salty
don't want to
or
hold your
real,
hand.
is that considered intimacy? That's a connection. That's not something that they
She don't
wanted.
wanna connect with me.
No, because that's unwanted.
But it's still a connection, is what
No,
you're
no,
saying.
intimate is something that's wanted. It's
No,
two people
but I'm
agree.
saying, you're saying it's a connection. So in an assault
So in an
situation,
assault,
But you change
it's
it. But
connection.
that's
That's not
intimacy is something that is desired on both parties. So
From
you can't
an
take a rape.
emotion.
You can't take a rape
From an
and try to make it
emotion.
intimate.
From an
That's
emotion.
rape.
Give me some.
Okay.
From
You
an
know what I'm saying?
emotion.
That's a whole other definition.
Okay,
That's rape.
okay, hold on. Brother Mario. Brother
You
Mario.
can't take a whole.
Let me give one. I want to break the scenario down from
Okay.
a male standpoint. With I don't want to prejudge and not be prejudged. I just want to be like, okay. Everybody has class reunions and parties and whatever. You at a party and you see somebody that you probably grew up with 20 years ago who probably want to do something, and then you guys talk and you go in the back and you go in the bedroom and jump a buster down real quick. and you
All
go-
that.
All that.
All that.
There's no intimate connection. You just
That's
bust
sex.
that and boom,
There
that's
you
sex.
go.
So,
That's a
We
physical
know that's
contact.
sex.
That's a physical contact.
Intimate.
How you have sex? You gotta get close.
Right.
How you have sex? You got to have a connection.
hey, you gotta have that
To
in
get
mind.
raped, you gotta have a
Physical
connection.
That's what I'm
You
connection.
sure do. But you got raped. That's a whole other definition.
But that's not
But it's
intimate.
But it's
not
unwanted.
intimate.
But you two people, y'all be talking about people that agree. Now y'all want to change the rape because y'all trying to. Y'all
That's
can't
based
deny that.
on your definition.
You can't
Based
deny
on-
the fact that intimacy is not closeness or not
No,
connection.
we know intimacy
Okay
is
then,
close
so
connection,
how you
but
gonna
we're
say
saying
it's
that
just
there
sex?
is a
You can't
difference.
say it's just
You
sex.
can have physical
It's between
contact
two people that
without
agree.
intimacy. Two people can agree
agreeing.
to have a physical contact and there be
No,
no
I
intimacy
guess several people
whatsoever.
that
According to the definition,
booty calls. Hey,
It's
I'm
marriage.
just coming to
There
get
you
some
go.
Come on, Yellow.
Can I say that?
you already said.
It's like, I'm coming to this we doing, boom, thank you, and we going.
Next, cause the women gonna keep on putting it how they want to put it, bro. We can't win.
They just, cause
What's your
you
final
know why they
point
do
on
that?
PJ?
What's that?
So it give them free reign, so they continue to do what they do
It's
and
all,
how they do it.
it's all good. Just know, in the end, if we're married or whatever, we're undivorceable. So we won't.
Excellent, Brother Mario. Okay, so you brought up the fact of marriage. So on our third show, we talked about some things that make people divorceable. So what are some of the behaviors that y'all feel that put people into situations to where they're making that decision? You know what? I think it's time to go. I think it's time for me to let this situation go and walk away. Mario.
We talk about a lot of things like guys. We have guy talk, barbershop, on
Alright.
the corner, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And we always talk about getting too comfortable. Sometimes
Comfortable.
we get too
Excellent.
comfortable. Like men and women too. Sometimes we all get too comfortable.
Complacent.
And we also have
Lazy.
we have cheerleaders. Everybody on the outside
Lazy.
that don't know what's going on the inside always has something to say and what they think and feel how the relationship should go. If I was married to him, or if I were married, this is what I would do. No, that's why you're not married now. That's why you already divorced. That's why you own what's that? Swipe right, Tinder and all
Tinder.
the dating websites.
Swipe right.
It's always,
Swipe right.
and it's like everybody, like I say, the outsiders don't know what's going on inside. You know, when you take those vows or whatever in your marriage, what is it? Let no man put us under. You know, for better or for worse.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Rich or poor. And then in the rich or poor, a lot of times people, like men and women, sometimes the woman can work so much and the man sit back. Or sometimes the man can work so much and the woman sit back and they get comfortable.
Gotcha.
And then the man feels he don't have help, or the woman feels they don't have help.
Okay.
And like, you can't explain it. But you know, that comes with emotion too, because sometimes, like myself, I don't express myself a lot, and you know what I'm saying, when I'm going through things, and she chewed me out about it or whatever. Because I'm not a talker. I just deal with it, you know. Because as she say, I'm just yoga, you just do. But the thing is, I was, you know, I was raised differently, and I think the time, like, the divorce rate is crazy right now, because right now there's nobody to look up to anymore. My grandparents are married over 50 years. My parents are married over 30 years. You know, like right now, in this day and time, everybody, okay, I'm gonna go check this grass out over here. It's green over here, and then it's not. You know, because like right now, you got a lot of time. A lot of people, women and men, get ran through, if everybody know what ran through is, because they just want to try it out and sample it out, because nobody wants to
commit.
Nobody wants to commit. Everybody wants to hear what's going on, because like I say, the outsiders, they're comfortable, and that's why they're by themselves, and they looking at the insider who's comfortable and get left, and then guess what? There's nothing to fight for.
So everybody, in your opinion, there's been a lot of uncomfortableness.
What they say, never get comfortable. Whatever you do to get that mate, you continue to do that to keep that mate. You never give up.
So in other words, you ain't growing together. You growing apart.
You gotta grow. You grow apart. You know, it's times like, me and Amber, we argue. I'm pretty sure you guys argue. I used to watch my grandparents. I never see my grandparents argue, but I always say my grandpa would go in the back room and go to sleep. You know, he wouldn't be in that room, but he stayed in that house.
But he stayed in the house.
And nobody ever knew. They fought, but they stayed together, because you got to fight to stay together. Marriage is a fight. Love is a fight.
I agree with that.
Love is a fight. Marriage is a fight. I mean, if you sit there and you stand there and you take that before God, you got to fight.
So what happens if one party decide they just ain't gonna do nothing? While the other one is encouraging, motivating, talking.
That's gonna happen.
Those are the things that make you divorceable.
That's number one divorceable. Scratch that one out.
See, to me, that's not a divorceable.
That's not divorce.
No, because I'm not you, you not me. So you're gonna grow at a different rate than I'm gonna grow at. We both gonna change over the years, but I may change faster than you. You may get to.
Well, you may not change at all.
Oh, there you go. Or I may not change at all. I might be just stuck in a rut. But if you marry me for better or worse through everything, guess what? Your job is to be there with me and to help me get to the next step.
No.
I can't help you.
You said, okay, hold on.
You got some better for worse. Enough is enough.
Yeah.
I've been helping you get to the next step.
No, because see, this is my thing. Mentally, you can't really say what that other person's going through. So there's no way people stay married for 30, 40, 50 years and they take the mentality where, you know what, this is my breaking point. Because every woman has it, every man has it. Let's just be real. Everybody has a breaking point. But if you look back on relationships that have lasted 50 plus years, you gonna say, oh, that would have been my breaking point. I can't believe you stayed after this.
Because that's another thing too. But back in the day, a lot of stuff
was there.
As women, they let a lot of stuff slide and go.
Oh, a lot more affordable now.
No,
that's true.
Way back 50, 60
but
years
this
ago.
is my thing. When you take a vow before God and say, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, and every marriage normally takes those vows, right?
Why are we so quick to walk away?
No. Everybody's not quick right away.
I'm just saying you quick walk away.
Amber,
for me, there are some divorceables. I've been divorced. This is my second marriage. There are some things, but speaking on, like she was saying, like back in the day, and the longevity of older people who have been married 50 and 60 years, we also have to understand that they were also taught to accept a lot of things that we aren't accepting now. And so we see that longevity, and yes, we aspire to do it, but at the same time, we got to realize Grandpa got 5 kids that ain't by grandma.
He
got a whole nother house over here in a different city. You know,
on the south side.
Yeah, they put up with a lot of different things that we have been taught and raised as a new generation like that you don't have to do. Right. So for me, in my first marriage, a lot of it was, I'm growing, and if you're refusing to grow, I can't keep myself stagnant in a situation and you're refusing to grow.
Respect.
I can't you're right, we can't determine what speed somebody is gonna grow, but at the same time, we gotta see some kind of change.
Some kind of progress.
Some kind of growth. And if we're not seeing that growth, something has to happen. And on top of it, we have kids. So I'm an example for my daughter.
Absolutely.
Of what she is supposed to do as a wife. I'm an example for my son of what he's to look for in a mate. I'm not okay with letting them see daddy being stuck here and mama is growing and doing things and daddy not wanting to change or not, you know.
Right.
That was the biggest thing again for my first marriage. My ex-husband didn't want to change. He felt like his way was that's what it was.
So for you in that relationship, like your divorceable thing in that relationship was exampleship.
Very much
Because
so. It was
what
a lot
was
of
being
things.
displayed,
And
what
we
was
were
being
college
displayed,
sweethearts, so a lot of stuff that
Exactly.
worked in college.
don't work in the wrong.
We have kids, we got this, we got jobs that we have to go to.
Right.
We can't keep living the same college life and doing the same things if you know what I'm trying to get at. Like, you know, your habits, they gotta change.
But like you said, I agree with most of what you say, but if somebody has a physical ailment or a mental illness or something like that,
Now, that could be
no, I'm saying if that's the case,
Right.
and we recognize that, we get help to help our loved one or whatever to be a better person, to help grow, then cool.
But they gotta want that help.
But they
Because
got-
me,
they-
I found
no,
out
they
that
do-
my
they do
divorce
have
and
to
my
want it.
ex-husband was bipolar.
They do have to want it.
And he knew that when we were divorced and never shared it with me until after we were
Right,
divorced.
right. So,
You gotta want 'em.
and so what I'm saying is, when you're married, and a lot of times these divorces go on, people be married for 20 years, but the divorce, they really were divorced 10 years prior to them getting
Right. They just
divorced.
stayed
Yeah,
because
You
of
know
what
what I'm saying? People try to stay and work it out, but the other person don't, like you say, don't want the help, don't want to change, refuse to change. Their pride get in the way, their ego get in the way. It keeps them from doing certain things.
Look back in
And
the
then
last
guess
15
what?
years ago.
How long I supposed to stay in that? We ain't living that long.
What you just said, that key word is change.
Change.
I went to a graduation with my first wife and she got, the speaker said, if you can't change the people, change the people. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you can't change the people, change the people. And like Amber just said, it gets old. If you don't want to change, I
can't make you change.
I can't be.
Cause I ain't gonna beat it.
I'm not gonna sit here and be in a rut. Nobody should sit there and be in a
Life too
rut.
short for that.
Exactly.
Wait a minute, life is long.
Because I'm unhappy.
I'm gonna be miserable in.
But I'm not
But I'm unhappy, and I've been
I'm
unhappy
not
for a
gonna
while.
stay miserable
You
in.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm unhappy, and I've been unhappy for a while in this situation. So I'm telling you, I'm giving you the keys, the blueprint to not so much make me happy, but to make me happy in this relationship or in
If
this
you can't
marriage.
change the people,
But if I can't
the people.
change,
I love
but if you
that.
love me like you say you do,
You'll change it.
oh, you'll make some changes, or at least make an effort.
What does Sam Cooke say? A change is gonna come.
It's gonna
You
be
know,
regardless.
one way or the other, good or bad.
Regardless.
If you can't
So
change the
man's gotta
people,
be bad, cause I guess you gotta get a divorce.
No, but that
I ain't gotta
really
get
bad.
divorced, but I can't stay.
My divorce
I
is
can't
good.
stay married. I can't stay in no marriage
and be
for
unhappy.
50 years and 40 of it. I'm just unhappy.
Because guess what?
Because guess what I'm gonna be doing?
You
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
be
the babies
cheating
on
on
that.
you.
You
I'm gonna
exactly get the babies on after all that.
At some point, I don't have no respect for you. So it's best that I go ahead and get out the situation
Change the people.
Yeah. You know what?
and respect you more than to stay in and disrespect you.
Exactly. So
And be a bad example to my children and to to everybody else. So it's best. Sometimes it's better to leave
I
than to
guess I'm
stay.
just old school marriage.
So somebody,
No, I'm
I'm
not
not-
old school marriage too, but it just.
but you have to get you have
for
to
better or for worse. So if a man beating on you,
No, I always say
oh, okay,
people
then.
down.
Alright then. So now you gotta make that change.
No,
Okay, hold on.
You
Let's
can
get
be.
into it.
You gotta get out of there.
You should leave.
Exactly.
If he's sleeping with the children, yeah, you supposed
Yeah,
to
you
leave.
gotta get it.
If-
Okay.
But let's be real. But because you know what? When I met you, you was doing this, and now 15 years later, you still doing this. I just believe my job as a wife is to help make my husband a better person.
He got one.
His job,
that's a wife.
his job.
That's
as,
a wife, huh?
You get what I'm saying? His job as my husband
It's
is to help
you
me be a better wife.
a better version of you.
A better version of
But
me.
a lot of
So if
times we're
he's
not
bringing
picking.
out my, because
Yeah.
let's keep in mind that there's gonna be some years in between this, because guess what? We got kids, he's got parents, I got,
Yeah, we
so
got
we
all
gotta
that.
take care of this person. We got all this stuff
How
going
long
on.
was this topic? Because I got a couple of partners, and I know everybody. I got some partners that go to work every day. And they old ladies. I'm saying old ladies because some of them they're not married. They go to work and they're real complacent. They do what they do. They don't clean up. They don't cook. You know what I'm saying?
Don't take care of the kids.
Don't take
Don't take care of the house.
They on the phone.
Take care of the car.
They're on the phone.
No, he said they old ladies because
Oh,
she
ladies,
ain't got a wife.
What is she not? She not.
She ain't got obligated because she
But
not right
a
yet.
couple are married.
Okay.
And the thing is,
Okay, let me
and
get
it's
that.
like, I want to say, it's like since we live in this world of social media, everybody wants to compare everybody else's relationship to theirs.
Okay.
And they're so complacent, they don't do anything, and these guys out working, hustling hard, and they're not contributing to the relationship.
Right.
But on social media, it looked like they
It
the
make-
bomb diggity.
Happy home just because they got that man. But at the same time, like I feel how Pete was saying mentally, are you my helpmate?
Are you my hindrance?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, are you
Well,
going
at some point
Okay,
in the
so-
marriage, we're gonna be a hindrance, and at some point in the
Yeah,
marriage,
that's true.
we're gonna be a helpmate because your marriage is gonna go through phases. So we always ain't gonna be in a
But see,
good
like,
spot.
but that right there, do you want to stay in a 3-bedroom home or do you want to get a 6-bedroom home? So if you want to stay, if you're gonna stay in that 3,
I want to.
Well, you might as well stay in that 3 if you ain't gonna keep it clean, if you ain't gonna take care of
Exactly. I
the
won't clean up
kids, if
Exactly.
you're not gonna do anything to do it,
You
and
gotta
you
make- you gotta
just
stay
keep the
in
outside looking good, but when you walk through the door, that inside looks
It's a
so down.
disaster.
It's a
Right.
disaster.
So it just all depends because
you can't raise a grown woman, and a woman can't raise a grown man.
that's true. But guess what? If you're married, you're both helping each other. I'm not trying to tell.
Everybody don't want help though. That's
No,
what I'm saying.
but here's the catch. I'm not trying to tell you what to do as a man, or I'm not trying to tell you what to do as your wife. What I'm trying to do is say, you know what, baby, that shirt, you probably shouldn't wear that shirt today, but look, I got you another shirt. And I know you like this shirt, and I went on about it for you.
But what if that
Because
don't
that's
happen?
what, no. Because see, if I'm your wife, I'm not your side piece, I'm not that chick, we ain't just shacking up because we've been together and we comfortable. I am your wife. That means I have invested time in getting to know what you like, what you don't like, what turns you on, what turns you off.
Right.
So I know how to push your buttons as a wife.
You should.
So my job as a wife is
To push them buttons.
when you are at your worst spot and you don't want to change, I present you with everything that makes you feel good to get you to this.
Amen.
So what happens when
Amen.
that's not enough? When
Right.
you've done all of this.
Okay, you've
then
done
it's
that, but guess
easy.
what? Because you said it was enough, but you don't know how he perceived it.
But why you coaching him? Who's coaching you? Why, and you just sitting there being stagnant?
Who lifting you up?
Well, exactly.
Right.
Okay, but guess what? In a marriage, he not gonna always lift you when you need to lift him. You have to understand, you're
disagree.
gonna go
I
through a
disagree.
time in your marriage
I
where
disagree.
y'all just not gonna be on the same page. And because we're not on the same page for the last 3 years,
I'll
it's not
change
a
that
reason for
page.
me.
No, it's not necessarily a reason for divorce. It's not. But
No,
but at
because
what
we-
point?
But because
If it never
becomes
changes, at what
relationship
point?
betrayals. It starts becoming relationship betrayals, and then it starts getting
It starts-
You can have whole families cross the street, down the corner, around the corner. I mean, it's a level of respect.
Shit, you
But
know.
because,
Right.
but because
I change
a
the page.
person doesn't change when you change and a person doesn't grow as you grow.
But that's
it's
when
just-
them entanglements come in because I've been trying to help you for so long. But I'm saying the main thing that Jada said was I needed something to make me feel good. I did not feel good anymore.
She wasn't happy. And guess
was
what?
not happy. She
Nothing
was not
her
happy.
husband could do could make her happy. Because my happiness has nothing to do with my husband.
No, it shouldn't.
My happiness has nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he buy me some, oh baby, thank
But
you.
your
If he
chemistry,
cook me some-
right.
But guess what? At
Chemistry
the end of the
in your
day,
marriage
my
has everything to do
happiness-
with your husband.
My happiness is me. I
Right.
generate my happiness.
Right.
And so I allow my happiness to flow onto him.
That's right.
He allowed his happiness to flow on to me. Sometimes we ain't happy at the same time. In these last 22 years, oh yeah, it's been some times we
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
happy
no
at the
doubt.
same
How many
time.
babies he got?
2.
By you?
Uh-huh.
How many on the outside? Huh?
No, I'm sorry.
And on that note, so what we're talking about, so in our last show, last week, we were talking about signs that he or she is just not into you. Now that just doesn't happen when you're dating. That also happens in the marriage. As we were saying, and as Amber was saying, like, when I feel like I've done all I can, what do you think some of the signs are that people can see or that you've seen in your past relationships to where either you was like, I thought I was into him, but not so much, or this marriage is going to the point where I feel like, hey, some decisions need to be made.
Because I done got turned off.
Okay.
Because I was into you at one point.
Right?
You know, I done got turned off. Either something you doing or something you supposed to be doing, you know, that you should have been doing, that I've asked you to correct, or that I've asked you to, you know, to bless me in that area, and you refuse to do it.
Okay,
So what are the signs? So what are some of the behaviors
I'ma
that you
tell you
started
some
doing
of the
that you
signs,
start pulling back on?
For me, it was
lack of
disconnect.
contact, lack of
I don't wanna
communication.
talk to you. Yeah, I'm a
Lack of
shut down
communication.
person.
So you're a shut down
I
person.
shut down when I'm not happy about anything, and he'll tell you even now I'm gonna shut down. But
Lack of communication. That means she's not communicating. That means we ain't talking as much. I'm not texting as much. I ain't even call you, ask how your date went.
What led to my first marriage, what led to my divorce was like
What was some of your pullbacks? What was some of your
my pullback.
Oh, and sex. And I love sex. So if I pull that thing off the table.
Do what, boy?
You want sex, but I don't want. All right,
I won't see. I might not want it from you at the
No.
time.
What I'm saying is, maybe if you're wanting sex in a certain way, and I ain't comfortable with that, but that's a.
But we've been together for a
I
while.
ain't no uncomfortable.
And not only that,
The man
we gon-
bed is under.
hey, if I'm asking you-
whatever.
let me tell you one of the biggest disrespect to a man. And y'all, I'm finna give you a clue. One of the biggest disrespect. I'm talking you three women right here.
Yeah.
Y'all hear me? Y'all hear this?
Hey,
right? Y'all make sure y'all take.
Go ahead, cause I might power out you.
Let me tell you something about a man. I'm talking about a good man now.
A good.
A good man. I ain't
good
talking
man.
about
You heard
I ain't
what
talking
the
about
other
no.
Let it.
I ain't talking about a pair of pants
Come on.
that don't want to work. We talking about a guy to take care of the kid, pay bills. We talking about a
We
good
know
man.
what a good man is.
What's so disrespectful? We amongst men a lot. When we go somewhere and we see a bum that's getting treated like a king.
Okay.
A bum guy. A bum.
He got a great woman. She doing all this. She trying to raise him up. She giving him head. She giving him sex. Any kind of way he want it. Whatever he need.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I go home to my good woman that I'm providing for, protecting, having intimacy with all the time that I love, and I can't get her to cook me a meal.
I don't know.
How you think I'm gonna feel about
Clean
that?
your house.
Huh?
You should have
And I've been asking her to do these things for me. And I've been sharing with her how I feel.
Okay.
And I'm deserving of all these things.
That's a hell of a
So I
woman
can't see
right
no
there.
scrub getting
So let me
king
ask you
treatment
this. 'Cause
as a
you
man.
got a good woman.
And I got a good woman though.
You got a good woman.
For whatever reason,
But
she
let
don't
me ask
want
you something.
to. And I deserve all these
Okay,
things.
you deserve it and you earn it.
Why ain't
She
you?
can't be
Why
too
ain't you?
good. She can't be too
But
good.
have
Why
you,
ain't you?
wait a second.
I'm saying
I gotta ask you a
she
question.
can't be too good.
No.
She
She
can't be
might
too
be
good.
that good woman, but does she know how to cook?
Hey, it's you too.
I'm asking.
She made.
But you do that before you married him.
Sometimes they don't, girl. Sometimes
Well-
they don't. Sometimes they don't know.
Well, I put it this way: if you with them 20 years, you ought to know if they know how to cook or not.
Well,
Right now.
20 years.
22 years.
Yeah, 22 years. You know how to
10
cook.
years, you ought to. If time has been in that situation long enough, you know exactly what she.
I know how to cook.
And if she ain't, and wherever her deficiencies are, guess what you need to do?
What?
Google, YouTube, call your mama, call your home girl.
Okay, so-
There's no excuse
Okay, I'ma
not
give
to be
you-
able
wait a second.
to provide.
Hold on.
But my
I have
thing
a friend who is married, okay, to a woman who cannot cook. He say she is everything that he wanted in a wife.
he knew that before he married her.
He's learning she can't cook.
Oh,
How long was
What
they
is
together
it?
before they got married?
They
That's
dated,
turtle
they
test.
dated for 2 years.
Hell
She's
no.
right on.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
She's a wait a second. So
That won't be too much longer.
she has, but she can't. And I ain't talking about like she, oh, she can't cook a real. No, she can't cook.
And-
But wait a second. I met her mother. Her mama can't cook.
He
So
won't,
of course she can't
Generational,
cook.
no
Generational curse.
he won't be there too much longer.
But that go back to how you go 2 years and not this woman.
But she
guess
needs
what?
she
But
needs
guess
to
what?
cook lessons.
But if she can buy with the best of them, then
She can buy with the best
that
of-
takes
she
up that deficiency
provides.
until she can
Now,
figure out
the
how to
things
learn.
that he likes to eat, she makes sure it makes it to the house and on a plate. But she can't go in the kitchen and cook it.
Well, I
To
could
each his own.
to each
So
his
I'm
own.
just saying. So
But if
Every situation is tailor made. I understand that,
Right.
but I'm saying for most men,
Uh-huh.
if we that guy and we taking care of our business and we can't get served by a woman that's supposed to love us,
and you're
and-
serving her.
and I've already said, oh, you don't like that word serve,
I don't like that
servitude
word.
or whatever. You ain't gonna serve your husband. He serve you too.
Oh, no.
Okay,
It's
so for,
vice versa.
so for Amber, your thing is
You don't like that
you
word?
pull
I'm
back.
sorry.
You pull back.
You know, I always
He might not always, but he know that's her though. He can live.
Cause he gonna keep going at it. He just keep going trying to make
That's intentional.
So what does your pullback look like? You know, when you feel like I'm just not into that, I'm not into that person anymore. So y'all go into that.
He gonna fall back.
You say he cry?
I said he quiet.
Oh, I was like, he crying now.
Ain't no crying, sweetheart. Ain't no crying. Ain't no crying.
Quiet.
I'm going to the garage. You know what I'm saying?
That's his getaway. Smoke a cigar.
So for the most part, we have a lot of pullback when it comes to knowing whether or not somebody's still into you. Like Amber said, that's in friendships, that's in relationships. You know, when all that excitement starts pulling back, when you start calling less, like you said, you start texting less, sex gets less.
Pride comes in on both sides at the end of the day, and I think when the pride overtakes,
it's a tug of war.
It shuts
My first marriage, what made me pull away and want to pull away.
So now who gonna come? It gotta be an intimate moment to come back together.
Outside interference. I'm like, I don't like people trying to tell me, like, my dad couldn't tell me anything about Amber. And I hope nobody in her family is trying to tell Amber anything about me.
Right.
Because we married each other. And I'm like I said, I grew up under my grandparents. I watched both sets, married over 50 years. And nobody ever intervened in their relationships, you know what I'm saying?
Because they didn't know about it.
No, that wasn't their business.
That's right.
That wasn't their business.
And I just believe what goes on.
And you know, the type of person I am,
business.
I don't, like I say, if I don't get in your business, stay away from mine. And like I said, that's when my shutdown, I start rejecting people.
Okay.
And it's like, I'll just move away. Cause what the women always say back in the day, I can do bad by my goddamn self. I just take the motherfucker, the bitter with the sweet and go on. I just pull away.
Yeah.
And like my wife said, I know when she pissed off at me, she shut down, I laugh and go on. Then, you know, if I try and get out of it, I'll antagonize her and try and whatever piss off her more, she get more quiet. But it's great when she's quiet. Ain't nothing like a quiet woman. So when she pissed off at me,
quiet woman.
when she pissed off at me, I
Let him show out.
I can get
Let him show out.
I like the one you're going.
Hey, this show is called UnDivorceable. I need y'all.
She ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I be trying to find out every day how to make up
So with you, I heard in your conversation that, you know, 22 years, I know it's ups and downs with you. You gonna stay. You gonna ride that train.
I'm gonna ride the train.
Okay.
That's.
Still there.
I've seen so many trains get derailed in the end.
But there are some things that can get on that train that you are not going to accept.
Yes.
I know that. Okay.
Yes,
The goal is to not be
derailed.
And not.
But that's the goal. Yeah, absolutely.
And so this is my thing.
You
When
need to
you
be like
go
that shit, yes
into
woman.
No, I'm not a yes anything.
I said she.
you don't know that.
She said she.
Yes, I am.
See?
Yes, I am.
She a yes woman.
I sure am. I like
She
that.
just said she is.
She's definitely being sarcastic.
Definitely being sarcastic.
Y'all need to take notes from this woman.
No, y'all don't.
She's very submissive.
That's
So this is the reason why. This is
Well, she don't like these words. She don't like serve, none of the S words.
Them S words not
You don't
good
like none of the S words.
oh my gosh.
Y'all like.
This is one of the reasons, and a lot of the reasons, you know, the show topics that we've started with, the ones that we will continue to go forward with, is why PJ and I came up with the concept and the show of UnDivorceable, because people aren't really having these conversations amongst each other. We're having these conversations as women. They're having these conversations as men. But in order for us to all continue to grow together, because the legacy of relationships, whether that's men and women, whether that's parent and sibling, parent and child, sibling relationships, that legacy can't die with the generation ahead of it. So we've got to bring these conversations to the forefront. We've got to be productive, and we've got to present an issue, but we've also got to give some thought process to it. We've also got to give some instructions, that can help some people. So that's why we're bringing UnDivorceable to the table every week. That's why everybody needs to tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. on YouTube. You can also follow us at UnDivorceable on Twitter, at UnDivorceable on Instagram, to come up and see what we're doing behind the scenes and what's coming up next and what we've already done and already seen. We're coming to you with real topics on real things, and we're having real conversations. So PJ and I would like to thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming so much. And again, everybody join PJ and I with UnDivorceable. We'll be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for UnDivorceable. On Mondays, you'll have UnDivorceable relationship secrets, where we'll be talking more on these topics to be able to help you maneuver through today's relationships. You can catch PJ and Kitty on Wednesdays at UnDivorceable in the Kitchen, where we are hot and cooking up something delicious.
That is foolishness.
Cooking up something delicious.
Oh,
And then join us also for UnDivorceable Fitness Fridays, Fitness That Matters, where PJ and I, y'all know, if you know us, you know we stay in the gym. So we'll be bringing you some health and wealth for your body that's going to get you right.
Sure.
So thank you again.
Thank you guys
for joining us here at UnDivorceable.
And